Hi, Andrew. It's so nice to talk to you.
It's
Um,
nice to talk to you.
Honestly, I was screaming when I found the opportunity to get to talk to you because I love Fire Island. I love all your films, but Fire Island like really, really resonated with me. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for the wedding banquet as well. I adored it. I watched it on my couch. I was crying. It was lovely. When it came to
Cool.
remaking this film, what was like something really important for you to come across in your writing and that you wanted the audience to like resonate with?
Yeah. When I started developing the screenplay and writing it with my co-writer James Seamus, I was entering this new phase of my adulthood, where I was having conversations with my boyfriend about marriage and about having kids, and I wanted to use that personal experience and insight to um, guide the process. I want this film to be about um, how difficult it is to build queer family. It's difficult to build family at all, and to um, make commitments, to make space for a next generation. These are incredibly hard things to do. And it can feel like growing pains, both individually and as a family. Um, but my hope is that people are inspired to do that um, and find themselves on the other side just so happy that they did.
No, I feel that 1,000%. Like found family, chosen family. Which leads me to my next question about specifically the blood relation in the film between Min and his grandmother. Incredible performances from those two actors, incredible. I found in your films that you had such an incredible way of capturing longing and lust and just like pure bliss when looking at someone you care for. But what this film captured was a little bit of sorrow and maybe regret when it came through between Men and his grandmother. It's particularly the scene where she's just observing him working on his craft and just like the way she looks at him. So when you were creating this dynamic, which honestly in another filmmaker's hands could have been very stereotypical, like you really flipped the expectations there. What was it that about that dynamic that really, really resonated with you and that you found was so important to depict in the film?
It was really important for me that Min's grandmother not um, act out of any sort of homophobia, and I think that that might be what you initially suspect. Um, as a very traditional woman, she may, at first glance, you know, m be not so open to, queer people. But ultimately, I think what you learn in the film is that she was really trying so hard to protect him and that she was really acting out of care and love. It's just that she didn't have the right priorities. She didn't understand what her grandson really needed. Um, and it wasn't until, you know, this
Ruse.
this ruse, this scheme that she was able to learn that, through her interactions with his chosen family. Um, and I think that um, a lot of fixed family, a lot of biological family, um, don't understand the value of chosen family for queer people, and it you kind of have to force them together. And I think that the wedding did that in this film.
It does. Honestly, the scene where she calls them out is like she was scolding a bunch of children. And I don't know how she kept her cool. I would have been honestly cackling if I was like, y'all dumb.
Yeah.
But like this cast is just like a family in itself. It is an incredible ensemble. Not a single person dropped the ball. like what were the certain qualities that you were like looking for in Lee and Angela, Chris and Min and their respective family members that you found in these actors?
Yeah, I worked really hard with our casting director, Jenny Ju, who is one of the best in the business. And we wanted to find people who could inhabit these roles, but then also be incredible collaborators and super generous. We wanted this cast to feel like a family. And, this ensemble is, uh, there's just a lot of magic between them. And I think that there's an intimacy and a history that just feels so um, unique. And I'm so excited for people to watch the film and feel like they're a part of that family.
No, I actually volunteer for a film festival, the Inside Out Film Festival in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I felt like I knew these people. I just connected
Mhm.
instantly. So you definitely succeeded in getting that across, even to people who aren't familiar with this community. So yeah, you.
Well, thank
um,
you.
I one of my favorite scenes is when they had to de-gay the house. So this is a little bit of a personal question for me, honestly. In a moment where they're clearing out their DVD case, I saw a copy of Alice Wu's The Half of It. Is that a real DVD? Because that's a Netflix.
No, it's
My guy, why are you teasing me?
it's a little like wink wink, like that I kind of like this idea that Lee and Angela love that movie so much
Got out.
that they got a bootleg copy just
I,
just for fun.
no, I honestly pulled out my phone after. I was like, let me Google this because I'm in Canada. I was like, maybe I'm not in the right environment. But if you ever do come across the bootleg, your girl needs it.
I will let you know. But yeah, like, Alice Wu is such an inspiration for me. And Saving Face is one of my favorite films and, is definitely a predecessor to films like Fire Island and The Wedding Banquet. And so I wanted to pay a little homage to Alice.
Now, I could definitely see your films being complementary. Honestly, they touch on very similar themes, and they have incredible actors. So you guys have great taste, is what I'm saying.
Thank
um,
you.
so your film comes out like tomorrow, which is insane. One of the things I was curious about as a filmmaker, when you have a film that's coming out, do you have a particular preference in terms of the theatrical release or like streaming, or do you have any strong feelings one way or the other? Because you do have one film that is strictly on streaming right now, Fire Island, which is on Disney Plus here. So what is your take on that? Like having the accessibility be a little different?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when I'm making films, I try not to, focus on like what's its distribution method. I'm just trying to craft the best story, the best film I can. Um, but there's definitely a difference in how, the film gets out there. And you know, I wasn't sad that Fire Island didn't get a theatrical, uh that's how that project was put together. It was always going to be a streaming film for Hulu, and its financing. Um, you know, uh, I think this is just a new experience. I'm very thankful that a film about community and about family, that people can go to a theater with people that they love and get to see it all together, have that communal experience. um but I also know that it's a rare thing to get a theatrical, and so I feel very fortunate. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily um the only way to do things. And I I'm excited for when the Wedding Banquet gets on to streaming so that even more people can see it too. Uh, this is it's just a new experience for me. I haven't had a proper kind of wide release in my career so far, and so this is a first. And so maybe after a couple weeks, I'll have some more insight.
Well, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on this film. It was incredible. I can't wait for everyone to
Thank
see
you.
it. And yeah, I think I have to wrap this up. It was such a pleasure talking to you. Honestly, it's a dream come true. And I hope
Um,
you have a great rest of your day. And I hope the weekend helps you feel really good about yourself because you should, honestly. This film was amazing.
cool. Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice. I'm crossing fingers. It was good chatting.
It was nice chatting with you too.